In today's video, I'm reviewing a 1999 GMC Sierra pickup. The GMC Sierra is the mechanically equivalent sibling of the Chevy Silverado, and this is the first generation of both models. The Sierra name was first used in 1987 as a variant of the GMC full-size pickup of that time. I'm a huge fan of the exterior styling on the GMC Sierra. I think it's a really great looking truck, and this first generation model in particular has aged exceptionally well. Comparing it with the full-size GMC pickup that preceded it, that model was much more boxy with squared off edges. This model, they curve those edges a little bit and it just has a much more upscale premium look. Comparing the Sierra with the much more popular Silverado model, I also think the Sierra is the better looking option. Not only in this generation, but in every generation. The Sierra tends to be a little bit more conservative in the overall styling, and it also has a slightly more premium look. The main differences that you'll note on this first generation model is that it's got a revised front grille, headlight, bumper, and hood design. And then along the bottom of the door panels, we've got a slightly revised piece of trim. Very minor differences that just give it a little bit more premium look. In general, the two trucks are mechanically identical and the cosmetic differences are very minor. One thing that really changed with the introduction of this first generation Sierra when compared with its predecessor is that the extended cab models grew quite a bit. On a styling standpoint, I think it looks a little bit better, and then obviously you get a lot more legroom for those rear passengers. The Sierra was offered in regular extended cab configuration when it was first introduced, and then they added a crew cab model later on. There were 3 different trim packages available when the Sierra first came out. They had the base SL model. This is the mid-level SLE package. And then the top of the line model is the SLT. They also added the GMC Sierra Denali in later years, which became the top of the line luxury model. And then they also have the Z71 off-road package, which this truck is equipped with. That's an off-road package which gives it revised suspension. This truck has a few aftermarket additions. You'll see it's got a larger set of wheels and tires. And then we've got the tonneau cover on the bed. Beyond that, it's fairly stock and obviously been maintained very nicely. It's also worth noting that the Silverado and the Sierra are mechanical siblings of the Chevy Tahoe and Suburban, the GMC Yukon, Yukon XL, the Chevy Avalanche, and then the Cadillac Escalade, Escalade ESV, and EXT. So all those models have same powertrain options, same chassis, and a lot of other similarities inside and out. With this being the mid-level SLE package, we get that chrome grille, chrome caps on the mirrors, and then that chrome strip along the side of the door. We'll also see a few more premium features on the interior. In general, I'm a huge fan, as I mentioned, of the exterior styling of the Sierra. I think it's aged really well and just has a really nice overall look. Looking inside the Sierra, you'll see that it's got a really nice overall interior that's far more premium than the Ford F-150 and Dodge Ram 1500 of this era. It's also worth noting that it's got very comfortable seats. That's a huge high point for all full-size GMC pickups and SUVs. This SLE model comes with a really nice level of standard features and options. We've got power windows, power door locks, power mirrors, power driver and passenger seat. We've got automatic headlights, fog lights, got 4-wheel drive that can be activated on the go with the push of a button. We've got cruise control, leather wrapped steering wheel. This model has got the front bucket seats with armrests. You'll see that it's got an aftermarket stereo. We've also got air conditioning and heating, CD player, small compartment here, probably for CDs. Couple cup holders, nice large center console with a writing surface on the top, coin organizer. Looking up top, we've got a self-dimming rear view mirror with temperature gauge and compass. A couple of reading lights, compartment here for garage door opener, compartment here for sunglasses, and then more CD capacity, because again, this is 1999. Overall, pretty nice interior. One thing to note is that in 1999, this rear door did not open. The ability to open that door was added in later years of this first generation of the Sierra. And while that door doesn't open, as we walk around to the passenger side, got a suicide door here that does open, giving you better access to that rear seat. And again, you'll note that we've got a lot more legroom in the back here than the predecessor had. We've also got the ability to pull this little lever here, fold that seat up, and you can use it for cargo capacity if desired. You also see that on both sides we've got some storage space and cup holder. Pretty nice overall interior. The Sierra was offered in rear-wheel drive or four-wheel drive and came with a number of different engine options. They had a 4.3 liter 6-cylinder, a 4.8 liter 8-cylinder. This is the most popular 5.3 liter 8-cylinder, and then they also had the option of a 6 liter 8-cylinder on that Denali model. All of those engines were paired to either a 4-speed automatic or a 5-speed manual. This 5.3 liter is the most popular engine across the lineup with 270 horsepower, a 0 to 60 time in the low 8-second mark, and an EPA rating of 13 miles per gallon in the city and 16 miles per gallon on the highway in four-wheel drive configuration. It's hard to believe that this truck is already 20 years old because I can still remember when GM came out with this design, and then a few years later my parents bought a 2003 Chevy Tahoe. And I remember being blown away with how nice it was, how quiet and smooth and comfortable and powerful it was. And while a lot of those properties still exist today in this 20-year-old truck with over 240,000 miles, it's definitely starting to show its age a little bit. Suspension is somewhat shot. Steering feel is very loose, so you get a lot of play in the steering. You can get a lot of the imperfections of the road transition through that as well. But beyond that, it's still a really great ride. It's very smooth, it's very quiet and comfortable, and that V8 is as powerful as ever. I mentioned earlier that the 0 to 60 time is in the low 8-second range, which is very quick, especially for this era. And then the fuel economy is not all that bad. So it really was a great powertrain that you got in these vehicles. And the other thing that I want to mention is that they're very reliable. My parents' Tahoe, they bought it brand new in 2003. They've still got it with well over 200,000 miles, and they've put almost no money into it over that time. It's been very reliable, low maintenance cost, and been a really great overall car for them. And it's not that uncommon to find full-size GM pickups and trucks on the market with several 100,000 miles. So that's a review of the 1999 GMC Sierra pickup, a very nice truck, and in my opinion, the benchmark leader of its era. If I was gonna buy a truck from 1999, this is definitely the truck that I'd buy. I like the Silverado as well, but I think the Sierra looks just a little bit nicer. And comparing both the Silverado and the Sierra to the Ford F-150 and the Dodge Ram 1500, I think these trucks were way ahead of the league in terms of overall design from an exterior style standpoint, quality build standpoint, and features standpoint. They've also got excellent powertrains that are very smooth, very powerful, and fairly efficient for the era. If you have any comments or questions on the Sierra, leave them in the section below. For more car reviews, subscribe to my channel. In the meantime, thanks for watching.